ਧਨ ਜੀਓ ਤਿਹ ਕੋ ਜਗ ਮੈਂ ਮੁਕਤ ਹਰ ਚਿਤ ਮੈਂ ਜੁਧ ਵਿਚਾਰੈ। ਦੇਹ ਅਨਿਤ ਨ ਨਿਤ ਰਹਿ ਜਿਸ ਨਾਵ ਚੜੈ ਪਵ ਸਾਗਰ ਤਾਰੈ। ਧੀਰਜ ਧਾਮ ਬਨਾਏ ਇਹ ਤਨ ਬੁੱਧ ਸੋ ਦੀਪਕ ਜਿਉ ਉਜਿਆਰੈ। ਗਿਆਨ ਹੈ ਕੀ ਬੜਨੀ ਮਨ ਹੋ ਹਾਥ ਲੈ ਕਾਤੁਰ ਤਾਕਤ ਵਾਰ ਬਹਾਰੈ। ਗਿਆਨ ਅੰਜਨ ਗੁਰ ਦੀਆ ਅਗਿਆਨ ਅੰਧੇਰ ਬਿਨਾਸ। ਹਰ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਤੇ ਸੰਤ ਭੇਟਿਆ ਨਾਨਕ ਮਨ ਪ੍ਰਗਾਸ। ਫਿਰਤ ਫਿਰਤ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਆਇਆ ਪਰਿਆ ਤਉ ਸਰਨਾਏ। ਨਾਨਕ ਕੀ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਭਗਤੀ ਲਾਏ। ਕਹਾ ਬੁੱਧ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਤੁਛ ਹਮਾਰੀ ਬਰ ਨ ਸਕੈ ਮਹਿਮਾ ਜੋ ਤਿਹਾਰੀ। ਹਮ ਨ ਸਕਤ ਕਰ ਸਿਫਤ ਤੁਮਾਰੀ ਆਪ ਲੇਹੋ ਤੁਮ ਕਥਾ ਸੁਧਾਰੀ। ਮੂਕ ਉਚਰੈ ਸ਼ਾਸਤਰ ਖਟ ਪਿੰਗ ਗਿਰ ਨ ਚੜ ਜਾਏ। ਅੰਧ ਲਖੈ ਬਦਰੋ ਸੁਨੈ ਜੋ ਕਾਲ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਾਏ। ਅੰਧ ਲਖੈ ਬਦਰੋ ਸੁਨੈ ਜੋ ਕਾਲ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਾਏ। ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕੈ ਏਕੈ ਰੰਗ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕੈ ਬਸੈ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਸੰਗ। ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕੈ ਏਕੈ ਰੰਗ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕੈ ਬਸੈ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਸੰਗ। ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕੈ ਨਾਮ ਆਧਾਰ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕੈ ਨਾਮ ਪਰਵਾਰ। ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਸਦਾ ਸਦ ਜਾਗਤ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਅਹੰ ਬੁੱਧ ਤਿਆਗਤ। ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕੈ ਮਨ ਪਰਮਾਨੰਦ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕੈ ਘਰ ਸਦਾ ਆਨੰਦ। ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਸੁਖ ਸਹਿਜ ਨਿਵਾਸ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਿਨਾਸ। ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਸੁਖ ਸਹਿਜ ਨਿਵਾਸ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਨਾਨਕ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਿਨਾਸ। ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕੈ ਏਕੈ ਰੰਗ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਗੁਰੂ ਰੂਪ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਆਪ ਜੀ ਇਕੱਤਰ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਪਾਵਿੱਤਰ ਹਜ਼ੂਰੀ ਅੰਦਰ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਨਾਮ ਰੂਪੀ ਕਥਾ ਨੂੰ ਸਰਵਣ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ। ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਅਤਿਅੰਤ ਵੱਡੇ ਭਾਗ ਹਨ। ਸੁਣ ਹਰ ਕਥਾ ਉਤਾਰੀ ਮੈਲ। ਜਿਵੇਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਬਚਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ ਕਿ ਨਾਮ ਰੂਪੀ ਕਥਾ ਨੂੰ ਸਰਵਣ ਕਰਕੇ by listening to the Guru's Katha, all of our sins are washed away by just listening to the Katha of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Just like in Sri Sukhmani Sahib in the second Ashtapadi, Guru Sahib Ji talks about the Mahima of Katha as well, ke naam sunat dard dukh latha, ke naam rupi Katha nu sarvan karke dard dukh latha, sare dukh nivirat ho jande hain. All of our pains are taken away by listening to Guru Sahib Ji's Katha. ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਜੋ ਪੋਹ ਦਾ ਮਹੀਨਾ ਹੈ, the month of Poho, in which many ਕੁਰਬਾਨੀਆਂ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀਆਂ being given as well. We learn about the Bani of Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, Sri Sukhmani Sahib. But just with the Bani, we'll also go through the shahidia, the many sacrifices that made by Guru Sikhs, whether that's in Poh da Mahina or just throughout Itihas as well. ਜਿਵੇਂ ਇਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਾ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ as well ਕਿ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਮਰਨ ਕਬੂਲ ਜੀਵਨ ਕੀ ਛੱਡ ਆਸ। ਕਿ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਮਰਨ ਕਬੂਲ ਕਿ first that one who accepts death, ਮਰਨ ਕਬੂਲ ਜੀਵਨ ਕੀ ਛੱਡ ਆਸ, to give up any hope of living in this world forever, meaning giving up this moho, this sansari moho that we have, ਉਸਨੂੰ ਤਿਆਗ ਕਰਕੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਕੀ ਛੱਡ ਆਸ ਹੋ ਸਰਬ ਕੀ ਰੇਨ ਕਾ। ਰੇਨ ਦਾ ਅਰਥ ਹੈ ਧੂੜ, ਚਰਨ ਧੂੜੀ, to become the dust of everybody's feet. ਤੋ ਆਓ ਹਮਾਰੇ ਪਾਸ। ਤੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ then we'll go to ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਾਸ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਸੱਚਖੰਡ। ਸਰਬ ਕੀ ਰੇਨ ਜਾ ਕਾ ਮਨ ਹੋਏ ਕਹੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਤਾ ਕੀ ਨਿਰਮਲ ਸੋਏ। ਸਰਬ ਕੀ ਰੇਨ ਜਾ ਕਾ ਮਨ ਹੋਏ, ਜਿਸ ਦਾ ਮਨ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਚਰਨ ਧੂੜੀ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਉਸ ਮਨ, that mind that becomes everybody's dust, the dust of their feet. ਕਹੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਤਾ ਕੀ ਨਿਰਮਲ ਸੋਏ, ਉਸ ਮਨ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਹੈ, ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਉਜਲ ਹੈ ਸਾਸ। that mind is so pure, so beautiful, so clean. ਕਹੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਤਾ ਕੀ ਨਿਰਮਲ ਸੋਏ, and that one becomes one with ਪ੍ਰਭੂ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ। ਸਰਬ ਕੀ ਰੇਨ ਜਾ ਕਾ ਮਨ ਹੋਏ, that one whose mind becomes the dust of all the Sanghat's Charan Turi. So ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਹਿਲਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਾ ਪਾਠ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਅਖੀਲੀ ਪੰਕਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj Ji tells us in the last lines of Sri Sohila Sahib ਕਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਦਾਸ ਇਹ ਸੁਖ ਮੰਗੇ ਮੌਕਾ ਕਰ ਸੰਤਨ ਕੀ ਧੂਰੇ ਚਰਨ ਧੂਰੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ ਜੋ ਸੰਤ ਮਹਾਪੁਰਸ਼ ਦੀ ਚਰਨ ਧੂਰੀ ਹੈ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਦੀ ਚਰਨ ਧੂਰੀ ਹੈ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਖਸ਼ ਦਿਓ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ bless us with the dust of the saints feet ਤੇ what does that even mean because we read it like what is Guru Sahib Ji saying to us here when we become the dust of the feet of those great saints, then where do we go? We go where their charan go. Pave jire Sant Mahapurush han, where do they go? They go to the Guru Ghar, they go to a Dharamsala, they go to Sachkhand, jithe Kirtan Katha hundi hai sasan ke Gurbani Katha, ja Kirtan, Gurbani jas Kirtan, Hari jas Kirtan. Wherever there's Kirtan, wherever there's Katha, wherever there's Naam, jithe eko naam rakhani hai, jithe vi naam hai saasang jothe sadhu sant vi hunde ne. Where there are saints, there is Naam, where there is Naam, there is saints. So if we hold on to their charan, if we become the dust of their feet, then where are we going to go? We're going to go in that same sanctuary as well. We're going to go to that home of Sachkhand. Mean that we should hold on to their charan as well. If we become the dust of their feet, then we'll be attached to their feet, and wherever their feet go, we go as well. Wherever their charan go, we go there as well when we reach that place. So, Sadh Sangat ji, ਪਿਛਲੇ ਹਫਤੇ ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਰਵਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਸੁਖਮਨੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ 8ਵੀਂ ਅਸ਼ਟਪਦੀ ਹੈ the 8th ਅਸ਼ਟਪਦੀ of ਸ੍ਰੀ ਸੁਖਮਨੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਦੇ ਲੱਛਣ ਬਿਆਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ they explain the ਲੱਛਣ the qualities of a ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ somebody who has realized WhyGuru, Brahmgyani, Sant, Mahapurush, whatever name you have for them, all in one essence the same thing. Guru Arjan Dev Ji tells us about a Brahmgyani. Say Brahmgyani ke upar aas, Brahmgyani ke nahi binas. Brahmgyani ek upar aas, what does this mean? It's saying to us ke jira Brahmgyani hai, us Brahmgyani ikko Hari Parameshwar WhyGuru Ji de vich asra hunda hai. They have all their aas or their hopes within WhyGuru Ji. In nobody else. All their hopes and desires in WhyGuru Ji. Ek aas rakho manamai, sarv rog nanak mit jaye. Ek aas rakho manamai. The one who has all their hopes and desires in WhyGuru Ji. Guru Sahib Ji says ke what is the fruits of keeping all your faith in WhyGuru Ji? Sarv rog nanak mit jaye. Sare rog mit jande han. All of our diseases are taken away if we become the dust of the Guru's feet. If you take upon their support in our life, then sarva rog. Rog means diseases are taken away. Mit jai. So Guru Arjan Dev Ji spoke a lot about a Brahmgyani, the owner the avastha bare, about the avastha of a Brahmgyani. So Aj Sal Sangha Ji, in this time we're going to carry on with this Banu Sri Sukhmani Sahib of the avastha of a Brahmgyani, the spiritual state of a Brahmgyani. And Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj Ji ਕਿਹੜੇ ਬਚਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ ਸੋ ਆਰੰਭ ਕਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਤਨ ਤਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਪੁੱਤਰ ਚਰਨ ਕਵਨ ਤੇ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰ ਕੇ ਆਖੋ ਜੀ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ
ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕੈ ਏਕੈ ਰੰਗ
ਸੋ ਤਨ ਤਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਪੰਜਵੀਂ ਪੌੜੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਚਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ ਕਿ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕੈ ਏਕੈ ਰੰਗ ਕਿ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਦੇ ਹਿਰਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਹਰੀ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ that within the hearts of the Brahmgyanis they only have love for WhyGuru Ji. Ek rang, ek pave ik oankar, ik Hari Parameshwar WhyGuru Ji ka rang. Rang means prem, love. They have love for WhyGuru Ji. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji tells us ke jin prem kiyo, then he prapayo. Those ones that have love inside them, they meet WhyGuru Ji. So if we understand what Guru Arjan Dev Ji is saying to us here, it's the same as Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, that the one who becomes a Brahmgyani, they have love for WhyGuru Ji. If they have love for WhyGuru Ji, then they have love for this whole Kudrati. Kudrat kavan kaha vichar. Kyunki jo Kudrati hai, the Kudrati, this whole creation is WhyGuru Ji's creation. Within this whole Kudrati, WhyGuru Ji is Vyapak. They are completely residing in every single element and atom, in every single being. So the Brahmgyani not only has love for WhyGuru Ji, but the Brahmgyani has love for the whole Srishti, the whole creation. That Brahmgyani has love for Hanji.
ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕੈ ਬਸੈ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਸੰਗ
The Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj tells us that WhyGuru, Prabhu Parameshwar WhyGuru Ji, Brahmgyani de ang sang rehanda hai. That WhyGuru Ji always stays close to the Brahmgyani. WhyGuru Ji is not far away from that saint. WhyGuru Ji is so close to them, they have become one. There is no difference. Meaning that when we're speaking to them on that tongue, Prabhu Ji bas hai sadki rasana. Comes in Sukhmani, Sri Sukhmani Sahib as well, Prabhu Ji bas hai sadki rasana. That WhyGuru Ji, Prabhu Ji, WhyGuru Ji vas hai. Vas hai means to reside. Sadki rasana. Rasana means on their tongue. That WhyGuru Ji sits on the tongue of those saints. Just like when Baba Buddha Ji, the Sikh of Guru Nanak, you do a bachan, then those Sikhs who would ignore the bachan of Baba Buddha Ji, usto baad when Guru Arjan Dev Ji say to you, when I spoke to you and I told you to do this one thing, you never listened to me. They said, you never said this, Maharaj. But Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj Ji tells us, Prabhu Ji bas hai sadki rasana, that when I spoke to you in the tongue of Baba Buddha Ji, you ignored me. You didn't listen. Mean that when the saint, when the Guru Das Sikh speaks, then that Guru is speaking through that Guru Das Sikh. They have become one with each other. So Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj is saying to us, Bas hai Prabh Sang. Anga Sang. Anga Sang means closer than our own limbs. Sada Anga Sange Apangang Bepute. In Sri Jab Sahib Di Bani, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj tells us the same thing. Anga means our limbs. Hatha. Hatha te pair Sad Sangha Ji, our hands and our feet, our 2 feet. They say the Guru is even closer to us than even our own limbs. So Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj here is saying to us that WhyGuru Ji is closer, is so close to the Brahmgyani, they become one Hanji.
ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕੈ ਨਾਮ ਆਧਾਰ
The Adar, Sad Sangha Ji, Asara, As. Brahmgyani de Hirde Vich, they say within the heart of the Brahmgyani, that Naam, Prabhu Parameshwar WhyGuru Ji da naam, the As hunda hai, their support is WhyGuru Ji's name. That is their only support, is the name of WhyGuru Ji inside their heart, meaning Uthata Baithata Sovata Naam. Wherever they're sitting down, wherever they're standing, all the time they have their dhyan on Naam. They're reciting God's name all the time. Athe Pair Sad Singh Ji Naam Japade Ha. Hirde Vich WhyGuru Ji da naam Musoos Karde Ha. They feel God's name inside their heart. They experience God's name. It's not just something on their tongue. It's not just repeating it. They actually feel God's name inside their heart. So there are different chakras in the body. In Guruji, which they call it chakras. Or, can't remember what they call it in Punjabi now. But you have these different parts within us. Many call them Sat Samundar as well, the 7 oceans or the 7 pools. They will taste us things you can experience WhyGuru Ji. And one of them is in our heart region. Meaning that if we focus on our heart when we say WhyGuru, we may be able to feel them as well at that time. And what is so profound or so beautiful about that is that our dhyan comes in the present moment. Our focus is in the present moment because we realize that many times when we're a bit dukhi or we've got Chinta, jo jado sade man vich bahut hi dukh hai Sad Sangha Ji, Chinta hundi hai within our minds, we cannot focus. When we do part, our mind is all over the place. Meaning that how are we meant to do part then? If Gurbani is the medicine, but we're not able to drink the medicine because our mind is all over the place, then how are we meant to focus? So one way we could do that is by focusing on our body. So we bring ourselves to the present moment because we know what our mind does. When we're so caught up in a problem in our life or an issue, then we cannot focus and our mind is running all over the place, and that part that we're doing is becoming like a bit of a machine, like a parrot. We're just reading the words, but our mind is completely far away. So by focusing on the body, maybe focusing on the heart, focusing on the mind, wherever you feel comfortable, then it brings us back to the present moment. So Guru Maharaj is saying that this is the support of the saints, Adar. This is their ort, this is their support, this is their asra, is Hari Parameshwar WhyGuru Ji's name, Hanji.
ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕੈ ਨਾਮ ਪਰਵਾਰ
The Sad Sangha Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji says that what is the parvar, what is the family of the Brahmgyani? They're saying ke naam parvar, ke Hari Parameshwar WhyGuru Ji nu hi apna parvar nu samjhda hai. They see WhyGuru Ji's name as their parvar. It comes in Gurbani, Jin ke har naam vasya sad hirday. They say ke Jin ke har naam that one name of WhyGuru ji, jinke har naam vasya sad hirday, जिन्हां दे ਹਿਰਦੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਰੀ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਵਸਦਾ ਹੈ, ਤਿਨ ਕੋ ਹਰ ਨਾਮੋ ਤਿਨ ਕੋ sada rakhanahara. They say that name is their protector. Har namo tinko rakhanahara. They say Vaheguru's name is their protector. The one who inside their heart has God's name, that name protects them all the time. So paravar, naam paravar. That name of Vaheguruji is their family. Har naam pita, har namo mata. Har naam. They say that Vaheguruji's name is their pita, it's their mata. That God's name is our mother, or God's name is our father. Har naam pita, har namo mata, har naam sakhai mitra hamara. It's my sakha, it's my true friend, mitra. Sajjan, friend, ishta, is my true love. Har nave naal galla, har nave naal maslata, har naam hamari karda nitasara. They say that the Sikh always speaks with Naam, just like how we speak with our friends and family, har nave naal galla. The Guru Sikh speaks with Naam. Guru Maharaj ji de naal, they speak with the Guru. Swal puchte a Guru Sahib ji nu. They ask the Guru a question ke Maharaj ji ke vasachiyara hoyi hai, ke vakure tutte paal. The Guru Sahib ji sanu uttar dinde han ke hukm rajai chalna nanak likhya na. Har nave naal galla. Har nave naal maslat. Maslat hai can mean like advice. The Guru gives us advice. Har naam hamari karda nitasar. The naam is always with me. Har naam hamari sangat at pyari. That naam is my true sangat, is my beloved sangat, pyari sangat. Har naam kul, har naam parvara. Har naam kul, it's my whole lineage. Har naam parvara. Parvar again, family. Jan nanak ko har naam har gur diya. The Guru Sahib ji bachan karde han ke har naam gur diya. That Guru dwara, through the Guru's kirpa, we gain naam. Through Guru's kirpa. Without the Guru's kirpa, we cannot gain this. ਫਿਰ ਹਰ ਹਲਤ ਪਰਤ ਕਰ ਸਦਾ ਨਿਸਤਾਰਾ. ਨਿਸਤਾਰਾ ਉਸ ਜੀਵ ਮੁਕਤ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਨਾਮ ਰਾਹੀਂ. Through naam that person becomes mukt. So Guru Arjan Dev Ji is saying ke Brahm Gyani ke naam parvar. This is their parvar. This is everything to them. That means that they're never alone. You know, sometimes we feel very alone in our life. We feel like we have nobody around us. Even just the other day when Bhai Harbir Singh was speaking on the podcast that we released on Boss TV, which you can check out, he spoke about this idea of that you could be living in a house with your whole family but still feel so alone, even though there's so many people around us. But the Guru is saying that that Sikh is never alone who has Naam. Whether they are physically on their own, where they have so many people around them, they're never alone because they have Naam with them. That is their Sangat, that is their company. No matter if they're sitting in a jungle or sitting in a stadium with thousands of people, they have the Guru's name with them all the time. Hanji.
Brahm Gyani Sada Sad Jagat.
So Guru Arjan Dev Ji phir kehnde ne ke Brahm Gyani Sada Sad Jagat. They say that jo agyan di neend hai saad sangat ji, that the sleep of agyanata, of ignorance, jira Brahm Gyani hai us agyan di neend nu tyag karke, by giving up, by removing that ignorance of being asleep in ignorance, they take upon the Jagrat avastha, pave, Gyan di avastha, they stay within that avastha. Gyan di avastha means a state of knowing the one. Jagake, they're always awake in Gyan di avastha, meaning that they're always present, they're always awake. Just like in our case, we're always asleep. How are we asleep? Supana manoratha birathe sabakaje. Guru Arjan Dev Ji says we're always asleep in our thoughts. Supana manoratha. Supana means, again, this avastha of being asleep. Manorath means all of our thoughts that we have. Manorath da arth hai man da rath. Man da rath. Rath means a chariot. Our mind is like a chariot. There's so many things in it. When we have a rath, we put a lot of things in it and we get a horse to carry it, or to push it along, or pull it along. Man da rath. And this is supana manoratha birathe sabakaje. All of our kam-kar, sare vyarth ho jande ne, Guru Sahib Ji says, they're all of no use because we are asleep in the actions that we do. But the Guru says, what is the answer? Naam ranga sarb sukh hoye, but apage kise parapat hoye. It's only through love of Naam, by loving the Guru's name, But having that prem, meaning that athe pair, day and night, 24 hours that the one is absorbed in Naam, focused on it, then they say Sarab Sukha hoye. Then that person is Sukhi, that person has Shanta. Shanti prapat ho jandi hai. Or that peace comes inside them when they gain that Naam and they have Santokh prapat karke, Hanji.
Brahm Gyani Aham Buddha Tyagat.
So the Brahmgyani is always awake, Sada Sad Jagata, Hamesha hi Jagati Avastha vich rehanda hai te Brahmgyani Aham Buddha Tyagata. Aham Buddha means Ahankar di Buddhi. That Buddhi, that intellect that's filled of Hankar, Tyagata, Chadke, Tyagke, that one who gives up their own pride. That is the Brahmgyani. They have no Hankar. They have no pride. They have no ego inside them. But if everybody comes and praises them, Je Loka Salahe Ta Teri Upma. If everybody praises the Brahmgyani, they'll say, hey, WhyGuru Ji, Aap Ji di Upma hai, Aap Ji di Kirpa hai, Aap Ji di Ustati hai. Je Ninde ta chhod na jaye. If they slander me, then I won't leave you. That is the avastha. Dukh Sukh Sam Kar Janne. Dukh ate Sukh nu barabar hi jaande han. They see Dukh and Sukh as the same. They don't see no difference. There is only one to them. There is only ikka. There's only one WhyGuru Ji Hanji.
Brahm Gyani Ka Man Paramanand.
And Guru Arjan Dev Ji says that Brahmgyani de Hirde vich, ja Brahmgyani de Antishkaran vich, Man vich, within their mind there is Paramanand. Parama means supreme, Nand, Anand. Ek Sandhi hai Sahib Sangat Ji. Sandhi means a compound word. Parama, Param ate Anand. Param Anand pave. Os Param Anand Swarupa Hari Parameshwar WhyGuru Ji. Una de man vich vasada hai. That one WhyGuru Ji resides inside their mind, within the heart at all times. That is the Brahmgyani. Inside them, God is Paragat, God is there. God is not far away, God is not hidden. God is completely Partak. They're completely present in the mind of the Brahmgyani Hanji.
Brahm Gyani Ka Kar Sada Anand.
They Kar Sahib Sangat Ji pave. Brahmgyani de Hirde Rupi Kar, which within the heart of the Brahmgyani, Sada Anand. Hamesha hi Anand hai. Within inside their heart, there's always Anand. There's always bliss, there's always happiness. It's never one day they're sad and then they're happy. Like in our lives, one day we're Sukhi and the next day we're Dukhi. One day we have Sukh, the other day we have Dukh. This is our life, it's always up and down, like a bouncy ball, always up, down, up, down. But the Brahmgyani is always in Anand because they've tapped into that Satchit Anand Swarup, that one WhyGuru Ji. So they're always in Anand. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj is telling us, Hanji.
Brahm Gyani Sukh Sahaj Nivas.
Then Guru Arjan Dev Ji tells us that Brahmgyani da Sute Siddha Sukh Swarup which Nivas Hunda hai, that all the time inside them there is this Sukh Swarup, that true form of happiness, WhyGuru Ji, always resides inside them. Sute Siddha means very easily, very naturally. They ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, during their sangat, within us becomes that Sukh Swarup as well. That is a power, that is a blessing of doing their sangat, that just in a moment then our life can be changed as well. Just like there was a Sakhi of this this police officer in India. He used to do a lot of bhajan bandagi, used to do a lot of meditation. And he got to a point where in his bhakti, he reached this obstacle. There's a rukavat in his bhakti. He couldn't get any further. He was stuck there. So he went to many sadhu sants, went to many saints to get help. But nobody could truly help him and get him through that rukavat, that obstacle. So what did he do? He kept on looking and looking, and somebody said to him that there's this one saint called Sant Gyani Mohan Singh Ji. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਾਸ ਜਾ ਕੇ, go to this saint called Sant Gyani Mohan Singh Ji and go and ask them and they can help you. So what did they do? They made their way to go see this saint called Sant Gyani Mohan Singh Ji. They said to the police officer, if you're going to go, you have to go on your own. You have to go on your own. You can't take nobody with you. Don't take your bodyguards. Go on your own. Then what happened was that when that bodyguard went to go and see this saint, Sant Gyani Mohan Singh Ji, and this is not too long ago, but at that time, Sant Ji would only come out once a day to do parikrama of Sri Guru Nanak Ji Maharaj Ji and give all the sangat their darshan, and then they'd go back to their room. And what happened was that when Sant Gyani Mohan Singh Ji came out of the room, this Brahmgyani, this saint, they said that the police guard just looked at him. They just seeing them, they left straight away. They said, Chalo, chalo pai, let's go now, said to the person I was with him. And they go, what do you mean, let's go? You're not going to speak to them. And they go, I don't need to speak to them. Whatever I needed, I got just from seeing them. Just by seeing them, everything was gained. So, Guru Maharaj Ji, he explained to us that just by doing this sangat, by being such a pura insan, a brahmgyani, that you don't even have to speak to them. Just by seeing them, then everything inside us can be opened. All those veils of illusion can be taken away just by seeing such a saint. And Guru Arjan, they just speak about this later on, ke brahmgyani darasa bada bhagi paiye. Ke brahmgyani ke darasa bada bhagi paiye. One of the darshan karke, ka darasa bada bhagi paiye, that you have to have such vadde bhag, such great fortune. And by having the darshan, all of our pains are taken away. So Guru Sahib Ji here is saying to us ke brahmgyani sukha sahaj nivasa. So naturally that person gains sukh just by doing the sangat, because the saint themselves is filled with that sukh swarup. Hanji.
Nanak brahmgyani ka nahi binas.
And then Guru Arjan Dev Ji says us ke brahmgyani kade bhi naas nahi honda hai. That brahmgyani can never be destroyed. Na ohe mar hai, na thage jahe. Jinke ram vase man mahe. Na ohe mar hai. Marahe means they can never die. Na ohe mare, na thage ja. Thage means be cheated. Like how we get cheated in this life. How? Because we go our whole life being attached to the world. And the last minute, the world that promised us so much sukh doesn't give us no sukh, it just gives us dukh. And then the world leaves us. Everyone that said they were going to help us, they leave us. And the only one that could have helped us, we left them. And at the last moment we come to them, then what? We wasted our whole life, and the Guru here is saying to us, but the brahmgyani can never be destroyed. And they can never be cheated. Na ohimara na thage jahe, jin ke ram vase man mahe, the one who has God's name inside their heart. So Guru Sahib is saying that they will never be destroyed, and their bachans will never be destroyed as well. And neither will their glory. Ona di soba, juga juga hoye, koi na mete na hara. Their glory will stay forever if we take upon their teaching. Just one teaching of theirs. And we pray and we apply that into our life, then we could become mukt as well. These are the bachan of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj as well. Okay, if you just come with the pankt exactly, but it's about when you take upon the bachan of a sadhu sant, then the Guru says that we gain Guru Prasad. Guru Prasad, Guru di kirpa, prapat ho jandi hai. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ bachan man ke, by accepting their bachan and abhyas karke, by practicing, by following the bachans, then we can become mukt as well. Hanji.
Brahmgyani Brahm ka beta.
So Guru Arjan Dev Ji continues, says Brahmgyani Brahm ka beta. Brahm da arth hai ke vyapak swarup, sukh swarup. Ke Brahmgyani sukh swarup, Brahm vyapak swarup da janan wala hai. They know the form of WhyGuruji. They've experienced WhyGuruji, they've seen WhyGuruji, they know WhyGuruji. So meaning that they've been there, they've conquered this life, and they can help us conquer this life as well, again by taking upon their bachan. Hanji.
Brahmgyani ek sang heta.
They saw Singh Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji saying again from earlier, ek sang heta. Ek means one. Ikko Hari Parameshwar WhyGuru Ji naal prema karda hai us Brahmgyani. They have love for WhyGuru Ji. That is their true love. Their love is with WhyGuru Ji. Guru Arjan Dev Ji saying, Hanji.
Brahmgyani ka hoy achint.
And they say that Brahmgyani is achinta. Chinta to rahat. They have no Chinta inside them. This word Chinta comes so many times in Gurbani. So interesting, because now words like depression, anxiety are heard about a lot, and we speak about them a lot today as well. If you just look in Gurbani, the word Chinta comes up so many times. So many times. Meaning that Guru Sahib acknowledges this thing, and it's been around for many years. Theek. And just today I was listening to Katha about Mahapurush, and they were saying that until we become one with WhyGuru Ji, then we're always going to have this kalesh inside us, this dukkha, this chinta. So, in one way, it's about normalizing it, realizing that actually a lot of people have chinta. That's why Guru Sahib says, Turki bani ai, then sagali chinta matai. That we all have this anxiety, different forms. Everyone has a different form of anxiety probably. But they say that through Guru Bani, sagali chinta matai. All of my chinta has been taken away. The Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj tells us, Chint achinta, sagali gai. Say that all of my chinta sagli gai. Gai means to be gone. How? Through a Chinta. Who is a Chinta hai? A Chinta hai means WhyGuruji. WhyGuruji is the one who has no Chinta. So we call them a Chinta. We are Chinta. We have Chinta inside us. But WhyGuruji is Chinta to rahat. They have no anxiety. So Guru Granth Sahib is saying to us ke Chint achinta sagli gai prabh nanak 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 mai. So Tenwari, Guru Sahib says Nanak. Tenwari, Nanak da labz vartya. 3 times to say Nanak. Why? Prabh nanak 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 mai. The first Nanak means through Guru Ramdas Ji's kirpa. The second Nanak means through Guru Nanak Dev Ji's kirpa. This is Guru Arjan Dev Ji's bani. They're saying through the blessings of the first 4 Guru Sahiban, Siddhi Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, Siddhi Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, Siddhi Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj, ਅਤੇ Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj Ji ਦੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਸਦਕਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਨਾਲ, with their ਕਿਰਪਾ, Prabh Mai, I become one with WhyGuru Ji. And when I became one with WhyGuru Ji, then all my Chinta was taken away. Meaning that every single day we have to make the effort to join to WhyGuru Ji, and that Sukh Swarup is inside us. The Ananda Swarup is inside us, meaning if we focus our minds on our own form, on our Hirda, on our Atma, then we'll tap into that Sukh Swarupa, Hira, Sagli Gai. All that Chinta will be taken away, Guru Sahib is saying, and in the same way the Brahmgyani has done that. The Brahmgyani has done that, and therefore Brahmgyani ke hoye achinta. The Brahmgyani has no Chinta, they have no worries, because they have become one with WhyGuru Ji, and all their Chinta sagli gai hanji.
Brahm Gyani ka nirmal mant.
ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਦਾ ਮੰਤ ਪਾਵੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਉਪਦੇਸ਼ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਨਿਰਮਲ ਹੈ, ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਉਜਲ ਹੈ. The teachings of the Brahmgyani are so pure. If we follow their teachings, then we'll become nirmal as well. We become pure. Pave, that male inside us, that papa rupi male, that sin that sits inside us of dirt is washed away. And when that is washed away, there's only Brahm, there's only WhyGuru Ji. Ese tarah Guru Sahib is saying, follow the teachings. If we follow the teachings of the Brahmgyani, then we'll become mukt and we'll become nirmal hanji.
Brahm Gyani jis kare prabh aap.
But how does somebody become a Brahmgyani? Guru Sahib Ji tells that jis prani utte WhyGuru Ji di kirpa hundi hai, on that person where there's WhyGuru Ji's kirpa, then they say Brahmgyani jis kare prabh aap. WhyGuru Ji blesses that person to become Brahmgyani. Only if Guru Sahib Ji's blessings, they become a Brahmgyani. So in simple terms, if you look at ourselves, our aim is to become a Brahmgyani. Our aim is to know Brahm. Our aim is to know WhyGuru Ji and to become one with WhyGuru Ji. That is the whole reason for being here. So it's not to say that this is only for certain special people. Those vidle ke, those people that are so rare, those are sitting here in the Hazuri of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. In this world, there's 7-8 billion people, but within the whole world, how many people jap naam? Kinne log naam japde ha? Who knows? Probably not even 1%, not even 0.1% people jap naam have access to this truth. So we are those very blessed people that have this opportunity. That's what it is an opportunity to meet WhyGuru Ji, to realize our true self. And Guru Sahib is saying that through the teachings of the Brahmgyani, we can gain that. Now, of course, there's no greater saint than Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji, but as Sadh Sangat Ji, that's why we do Sadh Sangat. By doing Sadh Sangat, then we gain that love for WhyGuru Ji. Sadh Sangat bina paav nahi upajai, paav bina bhagat na hoye teri. Without Sadh Sangat, we cannot have love for WhyGuru Ji. Without love, we cannot do bhagati. So the Guru is saying all your answers are here in Sadh Sangat. The Guru is saying to us, if we're going to ask for something, ask for Sadh Sangat. Sat Sangat di Kariya. Bless us with that time of Sadh Sangat. We should all be asking for this. That place where we go to and we leave feeling different. We leave feeling lighter, reformed. We leave feeling that our mind is more under control. And we feel like we can go home and do part for 10 hours and then we only last 10 minutes. But child, 10 was better than than nothing, right? But the point is that Sadh Sangat, when you go home, you feel boosted. You feel like, you know what, I can do this. And every time we come back, we're charging our batteries every single time. I remember I used to joke about this with Ravinder Singh as well. We used to come to Katha back when Parchar Singh used to do Katha 5-6 years ago. It's been a long time. And we'd always say that Sunday night was like an energy boost, right, for the whole week. It would top us up. And if we ever missed Sunday Katha or Sunday Q&A, we didn't feel right in it. It felt a bit weird. Like we just felt like it was, we didn't charge our batteries that week. And then when we had a WhyGuru course on Tuesdays, that was like the batteries are like, we had like those massive AA batteries or what bigger ones called, like not AAA, like one single A. I don't even know what batteries, right? We'll stop there. But the point is that you feel so charged up because you were having Katha on the Sunday, then WhyGuru course on Tuesday. We're so lucky. Such great fortune to have that much Sangat where you look forward to. You'd want to go to the Godara early. Right? Now what happens to us? We get guilty that we turn to Katha 10, 20 minutes late. That's why I'm firing shots. Right? But the point is that then we didn't want to come late. We want to get there early. Because we want to do Sangat before, during the break, and then afterwards as well. No one wanted to go home. I remember it was at Norwood Green, and the Paradar used to come and kick us out at like 10 o'clock at night, right? So it got to such a state where the Paradar would come and kick us out of the cabin because said you have to go home. He wants to go to bed as well, right? He's got to wake up in the morning. So we all, but that was the prabhav, that was the effect of Sad Sangat. So we need to find our Sad Sangat, the way we want to go. We want to get there early, right? Like, I don't know, in school you might have that favorite class. Probably not. No one wants to go early to school, right? But the point is that you want to get there early and you want to leave as late as you can. That is Sad Sangat. That is a Sangat of the Sadhu sons. And by doing their Sangat, then we can be saved as well. So again, this is why we do Ardas to Guru Sahib Ji, ke koi aan milave, mera pritam pyara. So who's going to unite me with my Guru? I hope this pe hai, aap bachai. Now I'll sacrifice everything to that one. I'll give them my whole tan mana tan. My whole mind, my body, my wealth to that one who can allow me to meet WhyGuru Ji. Koi aan milave mera pritam pyara Hanji.
Brahm Gyani ka bad pratap.
And Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj saying ke Brahm Gyani da tej prabhav sab to vadda hai. Sab to vadda hunda hai. Their tej prabhav, their glory, their greatness is the greatest of the great. There's no one greater than them on this earth. The Guru has put them on such a high level. They're so great. Just like the Shabd of Bhagat Ravidas Ji, Aisi Lal Tuj bin kaun kare. Bhagat Ravidas Ji spoke to WhyGuru Ji, say, Hey Prabhu Parmeshwar WhyGuru Ji, Tuj bin kaun kare. When the Thanak, the background to this Shabd was that when the Rani of that kingdom, she wanted to invite Bhagat Ravidas Ji to have langar with all the Brahmins, but Bhagat Ravidas Ji was a Chamar, they're from a low caste. So all the Brahmins didn't want to sit with Bhagat Ravidas Ji. So they said, give our langar separate to him. So Bhagat Ravidas Ji sat on his own and had langar, whilst the Brahmins who were filled with hankar sat there with each other in their pangat and had langar. And what happened was that between each of the Brahmins, Bhagat Ravidas Ji appeared. Between each of them. What was that shown to the Brahmins? That WhyGuru Ji saying that I sit with Bhagat Ravidas Ji as well. And Bhagat Ravidas Ji seeing this, that the Brahmins now realize their galti, that they called Bhagat Ravidas Ji over to sit with them. Bhagat Ji said to WhyGuru Ji, Aisi lal tuj bin kaun kare, Garib nawaj go sayya mera, mathe chhatr utare. On top of my head you put this canopy, just like I have a canopy of a Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. This is that you saved my honor and you blessed me with so much glory as well. And that is that the Brahmgyani, they don't want any glory, but Guru Sahib Ji gives it to them anyway. Hadka Bhagata Pragata Nahi Chape. That Bhagat of WhyGuru Ji, they want to stay hidden, but they can't stay hidden because their glory just comes out. WhyGuru Ji makes them come out. They can't stay hidden, they can't stay Gupta. WhyGuru Ji makes them Paragat in this world, and that way we can be saved as well. Una di Sangat Karake Hanji.
Brahm Gyani ka dars pad bhagi paya.
Guru Arjan Dev Ji say ke Brahm Gyani da darshan karke, by having darshan of the Brahm Gyani, how great is our fortune, but bhagi paya. Vadde Pag to Bina Saas Singh Ji, what great fortune we cannot meet a Brahm Gyani. Brahm Gyanis are so rare to find in this world, just like how you can't just find a diamond in every single mountain. Just like how you can't find a Chandan Darakht in every single jungle, in the same way you can't find a Brahm Gyani in every single village. They're very rare. Both of it, Leah Saas Singh Ji. They're not just going to be in every single house and every single pind. They're so rare. So Guru Sahib is saying they're so rare that if you ever meet a Brahm Gyani, what does Guru Arjan Dev Ji say that we should do, Hanji?
Brahm Gyani kau bal bal jaya.
Ke Brahm Gyani nu bal bal, kurban, balehar, to be a sacrifice. Jana kariye. They're saying that become a sacrifice to that Brahm Gyani if you ever meet a Brahmgyani, kar sadhu anjali punna vadda hai, kar dandaut punna vadda hai. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj Ji, Sri Sohela Sahib Ji ki Bani vich, Guru Sahib Ji says ke kar sadhu anjali punna vadda hai, kar dandaut punna vadda hai. In Chauthe Parchar Ji di Bani, they're saying that if you meet such a sadhu, then fall in their feet. Become a sacrifice to them. Fall in the feet of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji. Jo dise Guru Sikhra, tis never lago pai jio. Now, in the olden days, when a Guru Sikh meet another Guru Sikh, they fall in each other's feet in such humility, in so much love for each other. They're sacrificed to each other. In the same way here, Guru Sahib is saying, do Namastakar, always show Satkar to the saint who has conquered their own mind and they've conquered the whole world. Hanji.
ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕਉ ਖੋਜ ਹੈ ਮਹੇਸ਼ਰ
ਫਿਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਜੋ ਮਹੇਸ਼ਰ ਹੈ, ਮਹੇਸ਼ਰ ਦਾ ਅਰਥ ਹੈ ਸ਼ਿਵ ਜੀ. ਸੋ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਨੂੰ ਮਹੇਸ਼ਰ ਵੀ ਜਾਂ ਇੰਦਰ ਬ੍ਰਹਮਾ ਆਦਿਕ ਭਾਲਦੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਹਨ. Even these devi devte, they all search for that Brahmgyani. They want to do sangat of the Brahmgyani. Meaning the Brahmgyani is even greater than these devi devte. They're even greater than them. They become one with Prabhu Parameshwar WhyGuru. Sur nar mon jana amrit khoj de, so amrit gurte paye. The sur, those that live in Surlok, that mean live in the heavens, like Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Adika, they live in heaven, but they can't get mukti. They can't get mukti because they need amrit naam. But how can you get amrit naam? So gurte paya, through the Guru only. In order to get the amrit naam, you have to come back in this manukha. The manukha, this human body, and take upon a Satguru, then we can get mukti. So they all yearn for this one gift, the Brahmgyani has obtained, and that we are trying to obtain in our lives as well, which is Amriti Dat. This Amrit Dat that the Panchpadi give to us is immortality. Amrit means mritu, maut to rahata. The one who can never die is immortal. That is gained through the Satguru. The Brahmgyani has gained that, and they join us back to the Satguru. Hanji.
ਨਾਨਕ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਆਪ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ
ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਕਥਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ ਕਿ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਆਪ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ, ਆਪ ਹਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਸਰੂਪ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ. They themselves are the roop of ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ. There is no difference between them. There is no difference. ਕੌਣ ਜਾਣੇ ਭੇਦ? Who could know the mystery of the Brahmgyani? There is no difference. And just a punkti before, when Guru Sahib says Khoje Maheswara, there was once this Pandit, and this Pandit did a lot of yag, a lot of sacrifice in order to gain a son. And finally he got a son, right? So he did a lot of sacrifices, a lot of havan, fire worship. And when he gained this son had this, he was crippled. Right? So he was crippled and he couldn't walk properly, etc. And what happened was that many years later, this Pandit was doing charcha with somebody else. He's having a discussion. And they're talking about somebody who had this Jnanavastha, who had this spiritual level. Anybody who attained some sort of spiritual level. And they're speaking about when this Brahmgyani or this spiritual person goes to sleep, do they go into ignorance or are they still awake? So that was their vichar, right? That somebody who has spiritual knowledge, when they are asleep, do they lose that spiritual knowledge and do they go into this sleep of ignorance? And they were going back and forward. And this crippled child gives the answer to the father. Okay, they go into a certain state of sato or satogun, where they're still in this jnanavastha, very simply. They can still remain conscious and they don't become lost in this agyan rupi need. And what happened was that when the father heard this, that his crippled son gave the answer, he got very annoyed. Because first of all, he gave the answer. And second of all, he felt like he disrespected him. His son disrespected him because he spoke up when he should just listen to his father speak to the other person. So he's so angry with his son that he banished his son to the jungles and said, go live in the jungles and I'm not going to speak to you again. So just because his son gave the answer in a debate that he was having with somebody else, he got rid of his son. And that son of his, who's crippled living in the jungles, when he entered that jungle, the whole of the jungle became haryaval. It started to blossom. And all the panchia, all the birds started to serve that crippled child by chucking fruits in front of that child so he could eat. So many days passed in this way. And what happened was that one day Narada Muni is this great sage, this great saint. He came to see this child. And he said to this child that I'm so proud of you. And they go that ke, ask for something. Ask for anything that you want right now and I'll give it to you. And that child at that time, that crippled child said to Narad Muni, okay, are you going to give me something that's in my karam or just anything that I want that from you yourself? And Narad Muni said, whatever's written in your karam anusar, whatever's in your karam, you're going to gain that. So I'll give that to you. That child says, then I don't want it. So what was the essence here? That child realized that whatever's going to come to me is going to come to me anyway. It's all in my karam. Right? There's nothing I can ask for that's outside of my karam. So whatever I'm going to gain, I'm going to gain anyway. So they said, well, then I don't need anything from you then, because I'm going to gain it anyway. And then Narad Muni was so pleased with this child. He said, this child is so nishkami, they have no desire inside them. They realize that whatever's going to happen is going to happen anyway. So they are of this Brahm Gyandi Avastha, of this high spiritual state. And then because of this, then all the rest of the Devi Devta came to see him and tried to give him stuff, but he didn't want nothing. So again, Brahmgyani ko khoje maheswara, even people like Shivaji, Brahma come to see these great Brahmgyanis. They want their sangat. But because Guru Sahib is saying that aap parameswara, because they themselves are the form of Prabhu Parameshwar. WhyGuru ji, Hanji.
Brahmgyani ki keemat na hai.
The Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj ji saying to us that Brahmgyani di keemati kise paaso nahi pai ja sakti hai. You cannot understand the keemati of the Brahmgyani. We cannot understand how their price, what they're worth. They are priceless. We cannot put a price on them. We cannot put a price on their sangat. So we cannot pay to see a Brahmgyani. We cannot go to them and give them money and expect to please them. It doesn't work like this. They are without any price. Hanji.
Brahmgyani ka sagal man mahe.
The Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj ji keh rahe ne ke Brahmgyani de ਸਾਰੇ ਸ਼ੁਭ ਗੁਣ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਸਦੇ ਹਨ. ਸਾਰੇ ਸ਼ੁਭ ਗੁਣ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਸਦੇ ਹਨ. All the great qualities, ਸ਼ੁਭ ਗੁਣ, Devi gun, divine qualities reside inside their mind. They have all the qualities. Shubh gun means all the virtuous qualities like Sat, truth, Santokha, Daya, Nimrata, Pyar. These all reside inside the Brahmgyani. Hanji.
Brahmgyani ka kaun jana bhed.
And then Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says to us that Brahmgyani da bhed kaun jaan sakta hai. The bhed means the mystery. Who can understand the mystery of the Brahmgyani? Nobody can. They said that their mystery is we cannot understand it. Brahmgyani ka kaun jane bhed. Just like in Gurbani, Guru Sahib tells us that sabar andar sabari, that one who is a santokhi purush, the one who has santokh inside them, they say that sabata andar sabari, the one who has santokh, who has got this contentment inside them, tan eve jalen. If you want to burn this body that is attached to the world, this body of our sukshma sarir, of our man, our buddha, hankar, adhika, if you want to burn this mind away that is so attached, as filled with thoughts all the time, then the Guru is saying, keep santokh rakho. Tan eve jalen. Jalen means hardena, to burn away. That one is able to burn away all the ego inside them if they keep santokh. Then they say, hon najika khudai de. Najik means nede. Khudai means WhyGuruji. That one WhyGuruji is so close to that sadhu santa, jinna de vich santokh hai, and they say that that person ke hon najik khudai de pet na kise det. Ja den. Lagada den, it says den there, which means nobody knows their ped, nobody knows their mystery, nobody knows that they are Brahmgyani. They keep it gupta, keep it hidden. So amongst the whole world, they sit amongst the whole world, they in such santokh, they got so much atamaras, got so much sukh inside them, but nobody knows, it's completely hidden. They stay gupta. Pave langar vich, langar di seva karde ha, they do langar di seva, ja Guru Kar de vich, wherever they are, they're doing seva, they're there, but they're so gupt. The Guru is saying, ke, who can understand their ped? Kaun jaan sakda hai, Hanji.
Brahmgyani ko sada ades.
इसी तरह गुरु साहब जी कह रहे हैं कि उस ब्रह्मज्ञानी ਨੂੰ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹੀ ਨਮਸਕਾਰ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ. Always do namaskar to the Brahmgyani, always do satkar to the Brahmgyani, the one who has become one with Brahma Swarup with WhyGuru Ji. Hanji.
ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕਾ ਕਥਿਆ ਨ ਜਾਇ ਅਧਾਖਰ
The Guru Sahib says that Brahmgyani, Adakhyar, has many arts. One is Avastha. जो ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਅਵਸਥਾ ਹੈ ਉਹੀ ਅਵਸਥਾ ਕਥਨ ਤੋਂ ਰਹਿਤ ਹੈ ਸਾਧ ਸਿੰਘ their spiritual state cannot be explained. ਉਹ Adakhyar, Adda Akhar. That we cannot even explain a half an akhar of the Brahmgyani, mean that they beyond understanding. Kathan to rahet. We cannot even speak about them. We can't even speak about their avastha, their spiritual state. Manne ki gat kahi na jaye, je ko kahe piche pachutaye. So the ones who accepted the Guru's hukum, manne ki gat ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਹਾਲਤ kahi na jaye. We cannot explain it. Je ko kahe, je kisne koshish kare, if somebody tries, je ko kahe piche pachutaye. Pachutaye means pachtauna, to regret. They try and then they regret it because they realize they didn't do justice. Kagad kalam na likhna har, manne ka beh karne vichar. You can try use the pen and paper, use whatever you want, get everybody to sit together and do vichar. Nobody can understand the state of that one. It has to be experienced. It cannot be spoken about. Aisa naam niranjana hoye je ko man jane man koe. Only through naam that person becomes niranjan. They become nirmal. They become maya toret. They lose all their ego, they lose all their pride. This illusion is removed through naam. Naam rahi hanji.
ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਸਰਬ ਕਾ ਠਾਕੁਰ
Say Brahmgyani sare da malak hai, sare da swami hai. They are the master of everybody. Guru Arjan Dev Ji saying, everybody obeys the Brahmgyani, everybody follows their hukum hanji.
ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕੀ ਮਿਤ ਕੌਣ ਬਖਾਨਾ
ਤੇ Brahmgyani ਦੀ ਮਿੱਤ ਪਾਵੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਰਿਆਦਾ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਕੌਣ ਬਖਾਨੇ ਕੌਣ ਬਿਆਨ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ? Who can explain the state of the Brahmgyani? Who can explain their chal, their daily routine, everything that they do? Who can understand it? Who can live it themselves? Who can live that life of complete sacrifice every single day, always remembering the Guru, always in the remembrance, always doing bhakti. When hard times come, staying strong, staying steadfast in Sikhi as well. Bhagta taisai sarya, jod kade na aya. Guru Sahib says, Bhagta taisai sarya. Says sari means sansar. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ ਇਸ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਨ, ਦੁਨਿਆਵੀ ਲੋਕ, the ones that are attached in this world, and the Bhagats, jod kade na aya. They never have this link. They never be the same. They'll always be the opposite. Home nave nal varod hai. Doina vaste kathai. Just like how Nam and ego cannot be in the same place at the same time, the Bhagats and the papi lok and the sinners, they cannot be in the same place. They cannot get along. They're the complete opposite. Of course, the Bhagat can help the papi, but they don't walk the same path. The papis are walking a different path of poison. So Guru says, who can understand that Brahmgyani's path? Only a Brahmgyani themselves can understand it, Hanji.
ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕੀ ਗਤ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਜਾਨ
And then the Brahmgyani's chal, jo ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਗਤ ਹੈ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਹਾਲਤ ਹੈ, Brahmgyani jane. Only the Brahmgyani can understand it. Meaning that only a Brahmgyani can truly know another Brahmgyani. We can go around saying, oh, that's a Brahmgyani, that's a Brahmgyani, everybody's a Brahmgyani, right? But we don't know. That's why when people ask us, are they a Brahmgyani? Are you sure? Can you tell me who's a Brahmgyani? How do we know? Because we don't know that avastha. Sometimes a Brahmgyani could deliberately pull you away from them, push you away from them, and do something to make you go away from them because they don't want any ustati. They don't want any pride. So they could have done it janke, deliberately. But they're saying that only the one that is a Brahmgyani can truly know another Brahmgyani, know another saint, Hanji.
ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕਾ ਅੰਤ ਨ ਪਾਰ
They saw ji ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਅੰਤ, their end. We cannot find the end of a saint as well, Brahmgyani. They become one with the ocean. Just like how we can't find the end of the ocean, we cannot find the end of the Brahmgyani, Hanji.
ਨਾਨਕ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕਉ ਸਦਾ ਨਮਸਕਾਰ
ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਕਥਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ ਕਿ Brahmgyani ਨੂੰ ਸਦਾ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹੀ ਨਮਸਕਾਰ. All the time I do bandana namaskar to that Brahmgyani, I'm a sacrifice to them, Guru Arjan Dev Ji is saying. Look at the Nimrata within Panjve Parchar ji, they're saying that I do namaskar to the Brahmgyani. Just like if they speak of Baba Buddha ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj just namaskar to Baba Buddha ji. Jive Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj ji, we do seva of Baba Buddha ji at the Antala Sama as well. They'll serve them just like how all our Gurus served Baba Buddha ji. Just like how they served all the Brahmgyanis as well, kept that satkar. Guru Sahib is teaching us that we should have satkar for all the Brahmganis, all the sons as well, Hanji.
ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਸਭ ਸ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਟ ਕਾ ਕਰਤਾ
The Guru Arjan Dev Ji saying that Brahmgani sab sari srishti da kartar hai. They are the creator of this whole world. They become one with that creator. Karta, pave kartar, karta purkha. What is the meaning of karta? We say it means doer. Whenever arth of karta is kar, tar. Kar means hath, tar means tarne wala. Pave apne pavitra hast de naal saas, with their pure hands, they carry us across. They carry us across this worldly ocean. Pav sagar to ਸਾਰੇ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਲੋਕ ਨੂੰ ਤਾਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਨ. They carry them all across. ਮੰਨੇ ਤਰੇ ਤਾਰੇ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖ. Those ones that accept the Guru's teachings become a Brahmgani. ਤਰੇ ਤਾਰੇ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖ. ਆਪ ਤਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਨ and they carry us across as well. That is the Lachan, that is the quality of a Brahmgani. ਸਭ ਸ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਟ ਕਾ ਕਰਤਾ ਹਾਂਜੀ.
ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਸਦ ਜੀਵੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਰਤਾ
Brahmgani ਸਦਾ ਹੀ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹੀ ਜਿਉਂਦਾ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ. ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਰਤਾ. Nahi marda hai, they never die, they can never be killed, they live on forever, their teachings live on forever, they are immortal. Hanji.
ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਮੁਕਤ ਜੁਗਤ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਦਾਤਾ
And then they say Brahmgani mukti, jugati ate jeevan da data hai. They are the giver of mukti. They're the giver of the true jugatiya, the true practices of how to meet WhyGuru. Jugati pave jurna. How do we join to WhyGuru? How do we join to the Shabad? Guru Shabad de naal, they give us those techniques. Fir jeevan data. They are the giver of life. Just like if you look at the shaheeds, the shaheed that we've gone through, we hear about in Poda Mahina Satsanga ji. After Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji left their Sarir, the Banda Singh Bahadur continued the mission of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Ji. In 1715, I think it was, just 1718 which Usse vele when Banda Singh Bahadur was caught and they were taken to Delhi to become Shaheed. They say every single day 100 Sikhs were beheaded. Every single day 100 Sikhs were given Shahidi. They saw Singhaji, when they were giving Shahidi, all the Singhs used to fight amongst each other. There was a lot of fighting going on. And you think, why are the Singhs fighting for? The reason why they were fighting was because they were fighting for who's going to give Shahidi first. No, who's not going to give Shahidi first? Who's going to go to the front? They'd all fight to get to the front. And when there was a Jalad means executioner, they used to call the Jalad Mukti Data. They used to call him the giver of Mukti. So they didn't give him a negative name. They said, this is the giver of Mukti. Look at the Chardi Kala, said, this is Mukti Data. When the Jalad will say to them, are you sure you want to do this? Accept Islam. They go, why would I accept Islam? Take my head off. Give me Mukti. Let me have this Dat right now, or Shahidi. Look at the Chardi Kala. And there was this one Mata, and she came forward and she said, my son is within these Singhs that you've kidnapped, that you've taken now, you're going to kill, that you're going to make Shaheed. There's 2,000 Singhs there. And she says that my son is here and he's been under the influence of these Sikhs. He's not even a Sikh, he's a Muslim. Let him go. And they call that son. And he says, who said this? And they go, your mother said this. He goes, I have no mother. She isn't my mother. He goes to the front, puts his head down, they chop his head off, he becomes Shaheed. So Brahmgyani, amongst those Sangat, what great Guru Sikhs can we imagine being there at that time? Mukta Jukta Ji Ka Data. Jeevan Da Data. They are the giver of true life, Jeevan Mukta. Jeevan Mukt. To become completely liberated, that is the Sangat we gain of those Brahmgyanis, Hanji.
Brahmgyani Purna Purkh Vedata.
Puran Purkha Vedata. The one who is the complete form, Puran Purkha. Puran Purkha, Prabhu Parameshwar Vajra Vedata, Paida Karne Wala, the one who creates everything, Palne Wala, WhyGuruji, that is a form of the Brahmgyani. They have become one with that form of WhyGuruji, Hanji.
Brahmgyani Anat Ka Nath.
The Guru says that Brahmgyani Yatima Da Nath hai. They are the master of the masterless. If we feel we have no master, then they are our master. They are the one that will protect us. They're the one that take care of us. Just like the other day, Bhai Amardeep Singh Ji was talking about this as well from Salok Malanava, Har Anath Ke Nath, that WhyGuruji is the master of those ones who have the master, feel lonely. That is WhyGuruji Sada Bast Tumasad. They are so close to WhyGuruji, Sab to Nere. Hanji.
Brahmgyani Ka Sab Upar Haath.
The Brahmgyani Ka Sab Upar Haath. On top of everybody's head is that Kirpa Rupi Haath of the Brahmgyani. Sare ande sees utte ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਦਾ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਰੂਪੀ ਹੱਥ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਹਾਂਜੀ।
ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕਾ ਸਗਲ ਆਕਾਰ।
And they say ਕਿ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਦਾ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ they see the ਸਗਲ ਆਕਾਰ, ਸਾਰੀ ਸ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਟੀ, ਸਾਰਾ ਆਕਾਰ, they see all as their own form, meaning they see no difference between somebody else and themselves. They see each other as one. They see the Jyot Swaroop in WhyGuru within themselves as well. Hanji.
ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਆਪ ਨਿਰੰਕਾਰ।
And here Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj says it very clearly. Brahm Gyani aap nirankar. So many times the Guru said this ke Brahm Gyani ate WhyGuru ch koi ਭੇਦ nahi hai, koi fark nahi hai. Aap nirankar, aap nirakar swaroop hai. Hanji.
ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਕੀ ਸੋਭਾ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਬਣੀ।
And they say the Soba of the Brahm Gyani, only the Brahm Gyani knows that Soba, only the Brahm Gyani understands that Soba. Only the Brahm Gyani can do Soba of another Brahm Gyani, because when we do our own Soba, Vadiyai, we get Hankar. Jado somebody does our Vadiyai, then we get so much Hankar. The Brahm Gyani has no Hankar. The Brahm Gyani understands the Avastha, the greatness of the Brahm Gyani. Hanji.
ਨਾਨਕ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਸਰਬ ਕਾ ਧਨੀ।
ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਅਖੀਲੀ ਪੰਕਤੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਥਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ ਕਿ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਸਰਬ ਕਾ ਧਨੀ, ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਮਾਲਕ ਹੈ। ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਮਾਸਟਰ ਹੈ। They are the master, they are the malik of everybody. They are the king of kings. ਜਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਬਖਸ਼ੇ ਸਿਫਤ ਸਾਲਾਹਾ, ਨਾਨਕ ਪਾਤ ਸਾਹੋ. The one who does ਸਿਫਤ ਸਾਲਾਹਾ mean the life of the Brahm Gyani. They are the king of kings. They are the master of all masters. They are the greatest of the great. And they all sit in the charan of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji. Isi tarah, always come and see Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj Ji every single day. Have darshan of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Come and do ardas to Guru Granth Sahib Ji ke hey Maharaj Ji, Brahm Gyani di sangat baksho, sat sangat di karya hamesha hi baksho. Always best way sat sangat di karya with the time of sat sangat and Brahm Gyani di sangat and Guru Sahib Ji kirpa karan that they bless us with this gift. So इन्हीं बेनती परवान करने, please forgive the mistakes made in the Katha विचार साध संगत जी. देहो सज्जन असीस सिरिया जो होवे साहिब स्यो मेल.
ब्रह्म ज्ञानी की शोभा ब्रह्म ज्ञानी बनी, नानक ब्रह्म ज्ञानी सर्ब का धनी।
हे गोविंद हे गोपाल हे दयाल लाल, प्राणनाथ अनाथ सके दीन दर्द निवार. हे समरथ अगम पूरन मोहे मया तार, अंधकूप महाभयान नानक पार उतार. आए प्रभ शरणागति कृपा निध दयाल, एक अखर हनुमान बस्त नानक होत निहाल. वाहिगुरु नाम जहाज है चढ़े सो तरे भार, जो सरदा कर सेव दे गुर पार उतार नहार. जो सरदा कर सेव दे गुर पार उतार नहार. वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Please donate and help spread Guruji's message. Link is in the description below. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.